can really be deceiving, because tell me why a boy looking this fine, looking very innocent, is actually a serial killer. Yeah, you heard me right, allegedly. In 2018, he killed an innocent lady who was his girlfriend. In 2020, he killed his sister and buried her. Now in 2024, he also murdered one Christiana Idowu days after kidnapping her and burying her in his compound.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Omoshalewa and this is Omoshalewa Space. So today we're going straight into the video. There is no time for talking. Yes, I'm already talking too much. Let's dive straight into the video. Today's topic of discourse is gender-based violence, particularly against women. We're going to be in tune with the times. Right now, women in particular, female gender are suffering violence at the hands of the other gender. Human beings like themselves are punishing them in ways. This is not even punishment. You must have done something to deserve punishment. Are being tortured, degrading treatment against fellow human beings. Well, I have a list here, so you guys will know I know what I'm saying. First off, before I even start off with my list, where is your humanity? At this point, we need to plead and appeal to their humanity. You can't even say something. You can't say any small thing. They will say it's attack against men. They will say it's not all men. Nobody is saying it is all men. But women are the one taking the brunt of this evil. Well, the first one that came to my attention that scared me was the Kokauta case. Although this is a small YouTube community, meaning I'm a small YouTuber, I know that my demographic is not only Nigerians. I know people from India and United States are also part of my demographic of viewers, right? Aside that, at the end of the day, all of you are human beings. That's my demographic. I'm not talking to animals, I'm not talking to aliens, I'm not talking to metaphysical forces, okay? I'm talking to human beings. So yes, you can very well understand what I am saying. It has gotten out of hand. What women have done to deserve this, I do not know. But one thing I very well know is that this is unchecked and it is very well uncalled for. You can't even say something now. They'll say, oh, you're attacking men. Guy, I think it's better for me to attack you with my words than to attack you physically, molest you, assault you. Let me attack you for saying something stupid. Let me attack you for supporting an evil cause, for justifying something that is so blatantly wrong. I think that's not even an attack. It's a reproach for what you have done. But these ladies that are being tortured, nothing you said like this, they will say it's attack against men. It's attack against the male gender. It's feminist agenda. Is it feminist agenda that said you should not control yourself? The feminist agenda that said you should see a fellow human being, a fellow of the opposite gender, and molest her, and assault her, and injure her, and kill her, ruin destinies, ruin families, ruin relationships, and end lives. You are the devil. What's a party? You have come to steal, you have come to kill, I have come to destroy. Have mercy. Women are being raped every day. And men cry that the war is against them. There is no war against you. The only war against you is the one you have against yourself. If there is any war, it's the war you have with yourself and your conscience. There is a war with yourself. Because if you have chosen to support such evil cause, the war is against yourself. No one is fighting you, bro. I mean, take a look at the case of the 15-year-old guy. I don't know what's causing him to. The audacity is getting higher. A 15-year-old guy. I'm sure this guy has seen things like this in his society, in the community. Things like this have gone unchecked for far too long. And he believes nothing would have happened. He did that to a fellow 14-year-old girl within the age range. They live in a barrack. That means their family are military personnel. He knows her, she knows him. He knows the family, they know one another. And he did that to her. He did that to her. So before you cry, oh, wolf, they're attacking you. Nobody's attacking you. Guys, your conscience that is attacking you. No, that's the case I want you to take. That's the second case I mentioned. I mentioned the Kokata case. Yes, you may argue it's not in Nigeria, but have they turned to dogs? Have they turned to sheep? It's human being that committed that crime against fellow human being. And yes, it affects all of us. The third case I will be talking about is the ritual case. This case is the most bothersome case I've seen in a while. It boggles the mind, guys. This guy is a hardened criminal, because was it True Crime Daniel or one other person that was covering this case, and they analyzed this guy's history, and we saw that this is not his very first time. Takes me back to my point that when these men are going unchecked for far too long, they do worse crimes, and this is an example. Do you know that this guy has killed someone before in this similar circumstance? Demanded ransom, having well killed the girl already. Exactly what he did to this other victim. This other person was his best a friend or just something similar. He had gotten away with the first one. That's what gave him the boldness to do the second one. And you would cry, the violence is against you. Women hate you. Bro, no, you hate yourself. You know yourself. And that's why your conscience is fighting you. I pray that justice be done and that boy would very well be punished for what he has done, because he has not taken just a life, he has taken 2 lives, and not just 2 lives, he has taken away families, he has taken away hopes, dreams, he has taken a lot more than he can pay back, and I hope he's met with justice. Okay, there was one video circulating on TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, of 2 grown women. If you talk too much, they will say you are insulting your elders. If you say a word, you are being rude. In this African diaspora, you can't speak up, you can't correct your elders. Even in utmost respect, you can't call them to check. No, you can't, because you're rude. The video I saw was impressive from the rear. It's been a while I've seen such backward thinking with such audacity and boldness. I would applaud them for that. The courage to be that audacious in their beliefs was novel. In a way, they did well to let us know how they really think, and I would applaud them for that. And I would advise any other person to please stay away from those women channels. If that's what they are putting out there, people consuming those content, I would beg you, please don't consume those content. If it's my content that you are consuming that is making you go backward in your thinking, I will stay back and you will stay back. Don't consume it. These women were so audacious to the extent that they put forth some stupid questions. It was just obvious that they were being unfair to the victims and they were taking sides. They were biased against the victims. They asked questions like, what were these girls wearing? It's their fault. They carried their 2 legs to go and meet a man in his house. It is clothes they were wearing. Okay, why did they go to the boy's house? These I have to take off my glasses for. If you were invited somewhere, you would go. Only if you know that you're going to be very safe there. And they had the belief they were going to be safe. For crying out loud, they went to meet someone they knew. And even that's not the case, are you justifying what has been done to these women? I'm trying to tread carefully here. But we've tread careful for far too long that the coals are burning our feet. Now, that's what this society has turned to. And it's all over the world. The coals are burning our feet. From shutting up, from not talking, from accepting the rubbish being put forth to us, from saying, oh, that's how things have been, that's how they will be. Maybe in your own area. Because in mine, nah, they would not be that way. I don't want to say little, but you will get what I'm saying. Those men that are shouting, the war is against them, I champion your cause. You champion the cause of perpetrators. You're very well on your way, sir, to become a perpetrator. If this were a country that is much more civilized, the FBI will have their eyes on you. If Nigeria have something like that, they would have their eyes on you, because you're very well proclaiming you're championing a bad cause. You might very well become a perpetrator in the nearest future. To those saying women are slaves. Yeah, that reminds me. I saw a case of a guy, a male student who raped a fellow male student in Oye University, Federal University of Oye, Fuye. And someone commented on the internet. You say the internet is a wild place. And let me tell you, the person comment was, when it's not as if there are no females around. So assault. Women has finally turned to commodities, goods. These people are so audacious. Not this person is nameless, so we can say, oh, sometimes the internet is full of nameless and faceless people. This person put his face, he put his name, which I'm very well sure was his real name, his real identity. Now I've known you for who you are, and I've known you for someone who lacks integrity. It's a common human integrity you don't have, because you don't respect yourself and human beings. You can't convince me that you respect yourself. If that's the statement you put out on the internet, you don't respect yourself. I very well know you don't respect human beings. No, sir, you don't. Guys, that's what I saw. And at the end of the day, we have to come to something. I am in no way saying that we are going to accept this. I very well know justice will prevail at the end of the day. But let's come to terms with something, guys. Women don't hate you. They are only afraid. They're only scared of what you are doing to them. A man doesn't go out a day in his life being scared of what a woman would do to hurt him. Heartbreak aside, you don't go out in a day being fearful of, oh, which woman will rape me. I'm not saying there's no violence against men, though, but you do not go out any day being scared of being alone in the dark, being scared of going to get something. No, you don't have that fear. No, because you know, even if you have the fear, you know who is going to commit that action against you now. It is your fellow man.
Murderous ex-boyfriend who set his Olympic athlete girlfriend on fire has died. Dixon Indiema savagely set Rebecca Cheptegei on fire during a bitter dispute about land ownership, leaving her with 80% of her body covered in deep burns, ultimately leading to her tragic death. According to local police, Indiema also burned himself with the same petrol used to light his girlfriend on fire and later died from the burns.
I knew I was going to say a comment like this, and you know what's funny? The fact that you downgraded and downplayed everything I said in that video just to say men too is crazy to me. Women do not only get raped by strangers, they get raped by their intimate partners, their husbands, their boyfriends, their friends, their families. And mind you, the statistics are not even accurate because a lot of people still do not report rape cases because of the stigma and shame you all put them through, including men. I'm not even mentioning the children yet. I have never said men do not get SID, but 1 out of 5 times it is by a woman and the rest by men. Maybe at gunpoint. Of course, men are victims, but Google rape cases and check the statistics. It is more of women and children. Why are we having this conversation? Nobody ever thinks it's all men, but it's just enough men to be afraid and enough men to make it a societal problem. Should I repeat myself slowly? And what is it with being called an emotional gender? Because if it's supposed to be an insult, I mean, it's not doing the job. Try again. When you hear rape cases, subconsciously you're thinking women and children, even animals. Only this week, I have read 4 rape cases and none of the victims was a man. In fact, 2 were children, infants. It is only when women speak about their bodies, their pain, their concerns, that you men have a need to come in and vomit maggots. How convenient. You're upset that in this case I generalize. What about your father, your brother? Coming from men who put every woman in a box. When they call us Ashawo, you know they remember your mama and your sisters. No, you are the emotional being because it is assumed that it is every man until it's no man. Somebody said, why is she not talking about men? The pick-me's and the misogynists on this app. That's their job. Hello? I'm going to use my voice for good men and women. I don't give a fuck about y'all. I be make account they fear you. You chop bottle, be swallow person success, you decrease. This is what we keep talking about every day. You're telling somebody about your problems and how you're affected, how you're hurt. They neglect yours to talk about theirs. Make it make sense. One bigot will come in the comments now and be like, she's a feminist, she hates men, what do you expect? Yes, I do. I do. Because tell me, who wouldn't hate a man who assaults women, children, and even men and cause them so much suffering? You know something? Some of you men should actually hop on the up and grateful challenge and be grateful that women are seeking equality, not revenge. I said what I said, and with that being said, wanna bye.